welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Oline and I'm a knitter from Norway, and I really love doing what I knit in a week videos, so that's exactly what I thought I'd do this week. This week we also have Norway's Constitutional Day, I think that's what it's called, on Friday, so I thought this would just be a really fun week to do the what I knit in a week video. I am home alone with my son right now, so I've given him some artsy supplies and put on music for him, and hopefully that gives me enough time to do this little intro and talk a bit to you guys. Fingers crossed for that, so I think we'll just get into it. I thought I would show what I'm knitting on at the start of this week before we get into like the week of knitting. And this week I do have a lot of projects. I am working on a lot of gift knits with really strict deadlines for a christening. I'm making a christening outfit for my twin cousins, and also my other cousin is having her confirmation, so I'm making her confirmation gift as well. And both the christening and the confirmation is like 2 weekends right after each other, very early in June, so don't have a lot of time. I have started a bit late on both of them, so I'm a bit stressed out. Also, I am knitting up a couple of other things, and I kind of need to start knitting on my son's summer wardrobe as well, so I'm a bit stressed with all of the summer knitting, but I thought I could show it to you. And first off, I'll just show the project I've been working on the most in the last few hours, and that is this. It's not really easy to see what it is just yet because it kind of looks like nothing, but this is going to be my cousin's confirmation gift. It's going to be the Always Camisole by Garnogslikt. I just started, but I'm making this in Drops Cotton Merino in the navy blue color, and I think the pattern calls for 5.5mm needles, but I didn't have those, and don't think the gauge would have been great, so I've instead I've gone up one size from her usual one, and I'm knitting it on 5mm needles, and I am loving the fabric I get with that much more. So that's the first project. This is the front yoke, and that's almost done, and then I'm doing the back and connecting, and since this is on 5mm needles, I hope it goes by really quickly because I need to get this off my needles and finish it because it is a gift, and I also have the christening outfit I'm making, so I need some of these things to be finished quite quickly. But that is the Always camisole, and that is probably going to be my main project until it's done, just so I can get some of this off my needles. And then a project that's here, and that's probably not going to be worked on a lot this week, is the Garnogslikt blanket. I have this on my needles just for when I need to turn my brain off. It's this really structured blanket, but I've done the structure a couple of times now, so I know it without having to look at the chart. And yeah, this is just on the side for when I need a break from my main projects. And it is really fun, but I don't think I'll have the time this week to prioritize it. That is knit with double-stranded Drops Air on 9mm needles, which is also something completely different than what the pattern calls for. The pattern calls for 5.5mm needles and double sun and scrum Sunday, but I wanted a chunkier blanket, so I have modified it like that. And then I am also working on a cardigan for myself, which I've gotten really far on, so I really want to be able to continue working on this as well, but I'll have to see how much time I end up actually getting. That's going to be fun this week of knitting, because I don't know how much time I'll actually have to knit, but yeah, I'll just take you guys along with me on a week in my life and see how much knitting I can actually get done. But this is my pole cardigan in this lovely green color. I'm absolutely obsessed with the green color, especially now that the leaves are turning green and the grass is turning green, and it's the perfect green color for that. I have finished the body, so now it's on to the next step. I haven't had the time to read the pattern for the next step, but that's the next thing that's going to happen. This is the pole cardigan by Knit. hopefully I'll get to start on the next step of this week, because I do really want to have this. This is like my spring cardigan, so I do really want to have this finished while it's still spring. And for me, I think spring is like the month of May. Once June starts, I consider it more summer, so I really want this finished in May, so I want to have more time to knit on it. But that's another project I am currently working on. And then finally down here I have part of the outfit I'm making for the christening of my cousins. This is the Carl's cardigan. I have twin cousins, so I'm making everything twice, and luckily I have already finished the first Carl's cardigan and the Moby Slipover. I'm making a Moby Slipover on the Carl's cardigan. This is the second Carl's cardigan. I have yet to start on the Moby Slipover. Should probably do that this week, but I really hope to have this done by tomorrow or by Friday the latest, to be honest, and it's not looking good. And now I'm also focusing on the Always camisole, but if I at least get to finish one of the like confirmation and christening gifts by Thursday or Friday, I'll be happy with that. But this also needs more attention. This is knitted in Drops Daisy, which is my favorite yarn at the moment, so that at least helps me get some motivation. But I'm really struggling with my motivation for this, since I've already made it once, and also the stress of the deadline of it all. I'm struggling a bit to get myself to actually work on it, but hopefully this week of knitting will help me with that and give me some extra motivation as well. And then I also have the yarn here for the Moby Slipover baby, and that is Drops Baby Merino in Sage Green. The other twin got their Moby Slipover in Drops Baby Merino in North Sea. And then I do hope I'll be able to cast on my first summer project. I thought that might be a nice treat for myself on our Constitutional Day. If I have gotten far enough on my other projects, I would love to be able to cast on blouse number 1 using this Drops Cotton Merino in this turquoise color. That would be such a treat for me, so I do hope I'll be able to do that, but it's just 2 days until our Constitutional Day, so I don't think it's very likely, but that's my hope. And then also I have a bag over here with my wedding dress that I'm working on, but that's probably also going to be kind of cast aside this week, because even though I have a deadline for this wedding dress, it's nowhere near as soon as the confirmation and the christening, so need to focus on those. But here I'm just working on the skirt in the round. Finally finished with the top, which I love. I love everything about this project. I have so much fun knitting on it, but I think it has to take a break. Same with the mohair skirt. They have to go on a bit of a hiatus, I think, just so I'll be able to finish everything in time. Yeah, but that is where we're starting this week off. I do feel a little bit stressed. Hopefully throughout this week you'll see me get less stressed, and hopefully not more stressed. I think if I get more stressed, that's going to be an issue, because I only think I'm going to be more stressed than this if I realize that I'm actually not going to reach one of the deadlines. So fingers crossed that does not happen. And yeah, now I think I'll have to go before my son figures out something mischievous to do downstairs, and I also need to get back to knitting. But I hope you'll want to spend the week knitting with me and maybe cheering me on, so I can get some of these projects I need to get finished. Hi, I wanted to just do a little update on all of the knits I need to make. I have been able to knit a fair bit, I would say, these last few days, even though I've also been doing a lot of other things. But first off, I have finished my first thing this week. Luckily, I have managed to finish something, the Always Camisole. I finished this not yesterday, I finished this Friday, late on the 17th, I think. So this is finished, except I have to weave in the ends and wash it, but the knitting part of this is finished. And it went by really quickly. I really want to make my own. Honestly, after I finished this, I was the most tempted to just cast on one for myself while I was like into the pattern and into doing it. But as I said, I have a lot of things I need to finish this week, so that has to wait. But once I've finished everything I need to get finished, this is definitely going to be something I cast on quite soon for myself, because I really like the fit. I have tried this on just to see how it would fit, and I love this. So if I were to make it, I would make it in the same size with the same size needle, the same yarn, maybe a lighter color for myself, but that's the Always Camisole. I think I used about 2.5 skeins maybe of the cotton merino. And then after that I had to go into focusing on the outfit for my twin cousins and for their christening, because that is really closing up, and I thought I had a bit more time than I actually do. I talked to my father because he's delivering them for me, and he's leaving this like next Thursday, so today is Sunday. Today is Sunday, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I have today and then Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and he kind of has to have them by Wednesday evening, so that's 4 days. And this is where I'm at. I am working on my second Carl's cardigan. I have finished the body part of the cardigan, and I have moved on to the sleeves, and I finished the body yesterday, finished the first sleeve, and today I've done like a third of the next sleeve. So honestly, to make this in time, I kind of want to have this whole Carl's cardigan finished today. I think it might be possible since the sleeves work up really quickly, and then the yoke also works up quite quickly because you get fewer and fewer stitches quite quickly, and this is also a baby-sized cardigan, so it should go quickly. And then after that I just have the button bands to go. I also would like to weave in ends before I deliver them, but if I don't have the time, that will be okay. The twins' mother can weave in the ends, but yeah, this is the one that's done besides weaving in ends and doing buttons. So yeah. But what I am worried about is that after the Carl's cardigan I still have a Moby Slipover to do. One more like this but in a different color, and this is on 3mm, and it's a fully structured piece, whereas with the Carl's cardigan you have the sleeves which are just stockinette and you can just breeze through them, but this is only structure, so I'm a bit stressed about this. But if I finish the Carl's cardigan today, I'll have 3 days to do the Moby Slipover, and the Moby Slipover is one size smaller as well. This is 6 to 9 months and the Carl's cardigan is 9 to 12, so I might be okay, but I am a bit stressed. I am also knitting a bit on my wedding dress in between everything, because with all of the structure with the Carl's cardigan and the incoming Moby Slipover, I need my stockinette fix. Stockinette is like what calms my brain down, and with this dress I need it, and I knit faster if I'm less stressed. So I am prioritizing that, even though I don't really have the time. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I can show kind of the progress I've made on the wedding dress as well, because I did put in like just a strand of colored scrap yarn just to be able to see my progress myself. So from down here is the progress I've made on the wedding dress, so about 2 centimeters now. So I made progress on that as well. Everything is progressing. I'm just worried if it's going to be quick enough, but that's kind of where I'm at, and hopefully by the end of this week the update will be that I've managed to do everything I'm supposed to. and that I've even had time to knit on projects that's just fun for me to knit on. But I have to go back to knitting now and not sit here and chat anymore. Hi, I think this is probably going to be the last update since I think this is the last day, but I just wanted to give a little update how it's going with my stress knitting, the christening outfit. And as you know, I went into this week with one of the outfits complete, and that's still complete. But yesterday I did finish the other cardigan, which you might have seen. I don't know which of them is the one I just finished because they are the same color. They are identical, but I did finish the second, and I also cast on for the Moby Slipover yesterday at my parents' house when we were visiting them, and I had some extra knitting time. And I am finished with the back yoke now. I did go and look in my notes on Knit and Note how long it took me to make this one, and it did take me 9 days, and this time I have 2.5 or 3 days or something. But this is how far I am right now, and my hope is that because they are going to be identical, just different colors, I hope that because it's a different color I will be more motivated than I was with the Carl's cardigan. And because they are identical in every other way, instead of having to measure the body, which usually kills motivation for me, I can just count the cables and how many cable repeats I'm doing. So hopefully that will help my motivation, but yeah, we'll just have to see. But I think I at least would want the top to be done. Also, all the edges are kind of making me unsure. I think if I just had to do like the vest itself, I would have the time, but all of these edges on tiny millimeters and Italian bind-offs, and also these two needs buttons, they should also get their ends weaved in, but I feel like I can give them away without weaving in the ends and let their mother do that. But they need buttons and they need to be finished, so I really have to work. I feel like this maybe hasn't been the most exciting week of knitting in terms of knitting projects, because I have been really like single-mindedly focused on the gift knits I'm doing, but that's just how this week of knitting has been. I hope you've thought it's been okay, even though it's been really single-minded. But now the back yoke of this is done, so I'm going to go start work on the front. And yeah, I don't have any time to lose, so I'll just go do that immediately. But I'll see you probably tomorrow morning and just give a summary of everything I've been knitting on this week. Hi, I'm here for the summary of everything that happened this week. You've already seen all of it, of course, throughout this week, but I thought I'd just sum up what I got to knit. I showed all of my current project at the start of the week. I'm not going to show them all again because most of them I didn't even touch, but I'll talk about the things I did knit. I am also once again home alone with my son. He's here. Hopefully he'll stay quiet, but we'll see. We'll just try. But first up this week, of course, I knit the Always Camisole for my cousin who's getting confirmed this gift, and I am still obsessed with it. It's such a nice camisole. I think I'm definitely going to knit myself one of these this summer because it's just nice, because it's quite thick and on quite big needles, but it's still like very summery because of the cotton merino that I chose to use, and the fit is just really nice, and it's really something else from everything else I have because the neck is so high, and yeah, I just love all of the details on this. This again is by Garnogslikt, and yeah, I just really recommend this, and it was such a great start to the week to just knit through it, finish something. It gave me a lot of motivation, which I really needed this week, so that put me off to a great start. And I didn't get a lot of knitting time this...
Mamma.
Hei!
Er helt ferdig?
Nei, jeg er ikke ferdig enda.
Er det helt?
Jeg mangler ganske mye, men du kan ta en liten pause.
Nei.
Yeah. I didn't get a lot of knitting time this week. Of course, I knew going into it that we were going to have Norway's Constitutional Day on the 17th. I didn't get to knit a lot that day, of course, but also lately we've just had such amazing weather, and that definitely doesn't happen every day here or even every year. So while we've had all of this great weather, I really wanted to enjoy the weather, spend time outside with my family, and it's been too warm to knit outside, and I've also just wanted to spend time with my family, which this hasn't been the best way to do that since I've had so many deadline knits, but sometimes you just have to prioritize other things than knits. But I did also get to finish the cardigan, which I'm very pleased that I got to finish another thing. This I did quite a lot on. I hope my son is not too disturbing, but I did finish this one as well, which I am very pleased with. This went by a lot faster than I thought it would. I think the reason this has taken me so long is that I just did not have a lot of motivation to do the same jacket twice in the exact same color. But I did manage to finish that on the 20th, I think, which was a little bit later than I had hoped, which really put me on a time crunch with this one. And this is the last thing I have a deadline on, the Moby Slipover, and today is Wednesday. The week of knitting is done, it's Wednesday, and my father is leaving tomorrow, so I have to finish the body on this and do all of the edges today or maybe very early tomorrow. So I'm not quite sure how I'll be able to do that, but fingers crossed I'll get a lot of knitting time today. And yeah, I just need to get a lot of knitting time. I might have to sacrifice a bit of sleep just to get this done, but I don't think it's actually impossible just yet. It's just going to be a huge challenge to do it, but I think I might be able to finish it. I also knit a bit on my wedding dress this week, but I did give a bit of an update on that last time we spoke, I think. And I have not knit anything more on it since then, so I'm not going to show that again. But I hope you enjoyed this week of knitting, even though I feel like it was a lot of just regular life and not a lot of knitting. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. Bye!